is quite high.
But
obviously,
three, it just knows what it wants to do and delivers every single episode. And also with the Americans, it's going to get a definitive end. The writers know what the end is. They've got season 5 and 6 to tell that story. Please watch 3. That's all I want from you.
Gonna go back into one that's finished. Kyle XY.
What? He's back on Trouble again.
No, this is ABC Family. When I was there, I don't know.
But the reason this was on there is my uncle watched this. I think this was again on Channel 4 or Channel 5 or something. And again, my uncle watched it, and my uncle is usually a good barometer of good TV shows. You know, a lot of stuff that I've got into.
Yeah, can I just say, Luke, it was on Trouble and Living and BBC Two.
Oh, BBC Two.
No way!
It was one of the ones on BBC Two. I think that's how he watched it.
Yes, it was Trouble.
Why do British people like American high school programs? I don't know, but we do.
Because we don't have an equivalent.
Yeah, we don't.
I suppose.
Well, we did. We had Grange Hill, and that was not fun, really. Apart from the bits where Gonch was in it, it was hard hitting, and it was. Hard.
In case you just joined us, you are listening to a contemporary television podcast.
There's a kind of a science fiction-y type element to this, isn't he? Supposed to be an alien or something? Or
he is, yeah. I mean, watch that.
Aliens or
watch
something,
that.
so.
I mean, we won't be talking.
Sorry, just to completely go off course. I'm just reading the lineup of what was on Trouble. It didn't really have any sort of identity to it at all. It's
can I make
Cutting It, Dawson's Creek, Earthworm Jim.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, and Hang Time as well.
Hang Time. There would have been
one of the house. Veronica Mars was there.
The new breed or something. The Saved by the Bell. The new breed.
The new breed.
Class.
That's the new class, yeah, not the new breed.
Can I just say though, if Gary had access to Trouble now, we wouldn't be doing this list.
No.
He would. He would just be watching.
Heartbreak High. Do you remember?
Wasn't that the twins?
No, that was Sweet Valley High. Also,
that's Sweet Valley High.
Sorry.
Heartbreak High was the Australian high school thing that BBC Two used to air after or before the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
When did Trouble cease to be?
This is turning into the Trouble.
It's more like the Trouble podcast. I am aware of that.
Trouble would close in April 2009 and would be replaced by Living Plus 2. Since replaced by Living Loves.
Which we don't have that now, do we?
Yeah, 3rd of February 1997 to the 1st of April 2009.
Hang on a minute. Just quickly, was California Dreams never on Trouble?
Oh,
I believe it was.
Now we're talking.
California Dreams.
I'm going to lump 3 programs together. You will understand why when I do them. It's because it's the second series of programs where I've enjoyed the first series, but never gone back to. The first is Gotham. As I said before, I'm not a huge superhero fan, but this was much darker and much more grim than your standard kind of Supergirl or whatever. You know, the
Is
Flash.
Grimm on the list?
No, Grimm is not on the list. Well spotted, yeah. I binge watched.
Are we
this
just doing all the G shows now? Is that what?
Well, no, because he said Grimm. I was just trying to tick things off while he was just saying random words.
Gotham I binge watched on Netflix when it was on. I missed it on Channel 5, and I missed the second series. I think because my series link broke. The second series is now on Netflix, so I'm tempted to binge watch that. And then the other one was the second series of Mr. Robot on Amazon. I really, really enjoyed the first series.
I remember you raving about it. I don't know if it's on the list, but you raved about this. I'm a little bit
worried about Series 2, and I think part of me wanted to wait till it was all on there, because it was being shown episodically.
I don't know how you'll find it, and I don't know if it's on the list, but I would highly, highly, highly recommend the second series of The Leftovers, which is something I know you loved the first time.
Yeah, now the problem with that
is
he
loves Leftovers.
Not
anymore.
Or he used
not on the Food Diary.
The issue with The Leftovers is I think it's only on Sky. Box sets, isn't it? I don't think you can actually get it on anything else.
It might be an eBay job. I would highly
Stop getting things to add to the list.
All we need is things added on. It'll never go to work ever again.
Well, this is it. So I'm sorry. Can I get a further sick note? I haven't finished all the things on the list.
I haven't done the Americans yet.
Have you told your friends about this podcast?
Okay, here we go.
No?
It's just not my idea of a good time.
Tell them now.
That's what the people want to hear.
This is the Custard TV Podcast.
Good to the last drop.
From thecustardtv.com.
Right, okay, I'm going to go for a biggie. The Sopranos. I have seen series 1.
Luke's seen it, haven't you, Luke?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen. Do you know what? I would like Gary and he's got so much on the list. Is this a show that I should feel bad not seeing? Because
that was a joke there, Luke, because you lied about having seen it for years, didn't you?
Did I? Did I lie?
You told this story on the drama podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I did.
Told people you'd seen it, but you never did.
When you're a TV lover, you're supposed to have seen that show, The Sopranos.
Yeah, there's a list, isn't there, of shows you're supposed to have seen, like the Breaking Bad, The Wire, you know.
See, Breaking Bad, is that on the list?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I haven't got to it yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've still got the tin staring at me, and it's still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
you know what? I think that's worse. You know, some of these shows, like, I mean, True Calling is literally sitting in my eye line, staring at me, going, "Watch me," and then tell me, you idiot.
And also, it's staring at me that another series I never finished was Treme.
Oh yeah.
You've spoken about that, so I assumed you had.
I'd watched the first. Again, this was like Gary's been saying, things that are sort of on Sky and things like, because it was on. I watched the first 2 seasons on Sky Atlantic, and then played around with when it was on, and I tried to find it on the internet, and in the end I ended up.
Because Matt never finished Borgen either, did you, Matt?
No, never finished Borgen. Never finished The Bridge season 3. Never finished other things. No, the first is The Killing.
All right.
If we're supposed to be such TV lovers,
well,
what is it about The Sopranos that doesn't appeal?
Let me tell you why I haven't gone further in The Sopranos for my own personal story. Me and my uncle picked it up. We watched series 1 together. We thought it was great. The end of series 1 is perfect, I think. It ends with, and this doesn't give anything away because you know that they're involved. It ends up with the FBI putting Tony Soprano's picture on a whiteboard. It's brilliant. They zoom out from Tony Soprano onto his picture, and the FBI agent puts it on the notice board, and you think, right, the whole series has been about the Sopranos. There's been very little police involvement in what they do at all. And then right at the end of series 1, you think, right, so you go into series 2 thinking, right, it's going to be police surveillance, it's going to be, raids, it's going to be all of this. No, they totally reset the show at the beginning of series 2.
By doing what?
But I think some of the characters disappear or don't even come back for the beginning of series 2. I think Tony Soprano goes missing at the end of series 1, or goes away at the end of series 1, I think. You're scratching your head. It's like... And I know Matt will. It's like when they do it in The Wire. They reset a lot of stuff at the beginning of the series of The Wire.
Well,
so much so
most
like,
of The Wire.
Where are my?
Here we go, Luke. Characters? Have you watched season 5 of The Wire?
No, I haven't.
Why
and
not?
Again, I don't know. I don't.
You don't have to.
Exactly. There we go.
I guess that I wasn't as invested as I thought I was. Otherwise, I would have taken out the series 4.
Is it because there's that stigma? A lot of people, including myself, have said it's not as good. And
no, I don't know, because I guess
it isn't.
I am very much a completist, or have become a completist.
That's why I thought
it does have a nice completist feel to it.
For me, the Bubble storyline is the best thing about season 5.
Back to The Sopranos as to why haven't you two seen it? Do you think
Breaking Bad isn't my world, but there were things I could connect to. Whenever I saw The Sopranos, it just seemed like it wasn't my world at all.
I'm not a fan of mob films. I didn't like the what are the big mob films?
Godfather,
Goodfellas. That's
Godfather 2.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
I don't mind that. I mean, I don't think I'm as into the sort of gangster films. It was the first sort of big TV show, wasn't it? And it was just a little bit before, because I think Channel 4 showed this, and I think I was only about 15 when it started, so like just a little, like a little bit too young to start watching The Sopranos, and I never really fancied buying the box sets or anything like that.
There are people that if you tell them you haven't seen it, they'll be mouth.
They would spit at you for not seeing it.
I think, like me, people perhaps say they've seen it when they haven't. I think there's a degree of that. I mean, if somebody gave me them and said, "Watch this," then I would watch it. But I don't know whether it's something I would
It took me an age
pick
to
out.
watch The West Wing as well, Gary, because that again came out around the same sort of time.
Yeah.
And it's only because there was a cheap box set of all.
But
the
also,
seven.
I know the end. I know what the end is, and I know that's a massive let down for what sake of whatever your viewpoint is on it. I know what that is, and I know how it doesn't really have a definitive.
Well, I know what
conclusion.
I know what the ending is as well, but I don't know a lot of the other plot lines in it, and a lot of the
know nothing.
twists. Exactly, so I don't think the ending really spoils it because it isn't much of an ending.
I don't think the fact that I know the ending and I know that it wasn't, the ending that people wanted puts me off wanting to watch it. I don't think that's why.
Plus, I like that Journey song, so that's a plus. Maybe we should one day start.
Well, seeing as we're all in roughly the same place, I wouldn't mind rewatching series 1.
Are we?
I don't know
Well,
where.
none of us have seen. I've seen series 1, but I mean,
where would we find it? That's the question. I don't know.
Well,
where
again,
we'd find
because
it.
it's a Sky, because it's a HBO. I think you have to.
I could get it on my
box set.
Skybox. Yeah, but
I think the Sopranos box set isn't expensive.
Well, Matt could probably find it somewhere. Let's just,
let's just leave it at that.
Could you have a look at that while
But
I
feel like we should. But again, if you don't like something, you don't like it. It's not your fault. But
No,
I feel like
there is a little bit of that. Well, we've mentioned it, so I might as well mention series 4 and 5 of Breaking Bad.
it peaks in 4. In 5, it's just incredible. The ending I love, and you liked what you saw of Better Call Saul, so you know you like.
Yes, and again, I'm gonna put a bold against that because that's on this list, and I there's a second series that I haven't gone back to yet.
Yeah. And that is a show, again, for me, got under my skin. I stayed up late wanting this, A, wanting to get to the end, but B, not wanting it to finish. I just thought it was superb, and I've got the tin set.
The pinnacle of Breaking Bad, as far as I was concerned, were two things. One was when he had the girlfriend played by the actress Christine Rittner, who was playing Jessica Jones. And two was the Fly episode. The Fly episode for me was just superb.
But for me, it peaks even further than that with an introduction of a character called... See, I don't want to say anything.
No, don't worry, it's fine. No,
when Matt does get there, if I'd have said, and if anyone else had told me anything, I would have been annoyed. Breaking Bad also, I want to go back and open my tin and watch it. And I just think, I don't want to... Because the memories are still so strong of me loving it so much. What if I watch it a second time?
Well, again, that's the sort of drama thing.
Let's go for something that's a little bit different. Orphan Black. Again,
I've heard good things about Orphan Black.
I thought you'd stuck with it.
But again, I thought you'd seen it.
Well, no, I don't know what happened with this one. It went on to BBC Three online even before BBC Three went online, didn't it? I have a feeling that Series 3 wasn't actually shown. It was only released online. I do want to go back to that. And particularly because I think that the later series have started to win awards, haven't they, as well? You know,
it started to get more notice.
With Tatiana
Maslany.
And she plays about 7 characters.
It's kind of hidden away, technically, on BBC America in the States.
Well, it's probably BBC America's biggest success, really, isn't it? Okay, something in a similar vein. I haven't finished House of Cards, so I'd like to do that. That's the new American one with Kevin Spacey.
Nobody has enough time for this, do they? No.
Oh, I know. This
seemed quite doable at the start, and now I'm thinking I'm panicked.
Oh, there's still loads. I mean, I've never finished the last 3 or 4 series of 24. I've seen up to series 6.
Interestingly, I was thinking about this 24 because of what's been going on in America and the presidents and whatever.
Yeah.
In 24, they had the first black president, didn't they? President Palmer.
President Palmer, David Palmer.
And in season 7, they've got a female president. But between those two, they had that really dodgy president that they tried.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So they might have their first woman president after, if it's following 24's timeline.
Yeah.
They have the really dodgy one who's in league with the Russians and everything like that. And
oh, right. Well, that's perfect, yeah.
Season 7's quite good because they almost sort of press reset on it. I think it goes to, like, the FBI. CTU goes and...
Yeah, I remember you saying to me that it gets merged with the FBI or something.
7's good. 8's a bit choppy, I would say.
9 is the last one.
9 is Live Another Day, which is the UK one.
That's it.
With Stephen Fry as the British Prime Minister.
And then they're making another series, but without Keith Sutherland.
Without Bauer.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even
Legacy.
That doesn't even include the mini-series that Sky showed in
Well,
between.
it wasn't a mini-series, it was a one on Redemption.
Redemption, that was it, that fits in
where
between.
Bauer was on a gap year with Robert Carlyle in Africa.
Did you just feel like you'd seen enough 24? Is that why you stopped?
Again, it was Access. Again, its first 3 series were on BBC, or was it just the
All
first?
All this has taught me is that you need Sky. It hasn't taught me that you don't keep up with things.
I've got.
He kept moving, wasn't he? He moved from his parents' house